Real quick, before I start this video, just a quick disclaimer. I wrote the script for this video before the Mike D'Antoni news, so if parts of it sound as if I'm talking like he's still the coach, that's why. After winning an NBA best 65 games and coming within a Chris Paul hamstring injury of the NBA Finals 2 years ago, the Houston Rockets failed to get out the second round yet again. Now that their season is officially over, here is their offseason shopping list. What's up everyone, it's John aka Dynamite and welcome back to my series called the Offseason Shopping List. This is a segment where I break down 5 things your favorite team must prioritize over the offseason from least important to most important. You guys killed it, and I mean absolutely killed it on the first video on the Toronto Raptors. I woke up on Sunday morning and saw I had over 30 views, and now as I'm recording this video it has over 100. I was like, oh nah, the people have spoken, and now I gotta deliver that DoorDash special, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, instead of bashing the Rockets like all the other YouTubers and TV analysts plan to do anyway, I'd better give constructive criticism and feedback in the form of an offseason shopping list. So Rockets fans or any basketball fans in general, make sure to leave a like and comment, because unlike your favorite TV analyst, I'm all about objectivity over here. Before we get to my list, here's a quick season review on the Rockets. The Houston Rockets finished the 2019-2020 NBA season with a 44-28 record, 4th place in the Western Conference for the 2nd straight year, and the Southwest Division champions for the 3rd straight year. The Rockets matched up with the 5th seeded Oklahoma City Thunder in the first round of the playoffs, the 3rd time in the last 8 years James Harden has faced his former team in the postseason. This was projected to be a closely contested and tight series, and it was, but just not in the way people expected. The Rockets actually won the first 2 games of the series by double digits before the Thunder battled back to tie it up. Then, Russell Westbrook returned and energized the Rockets to a 34-point destruction of the Thunder in Game 5. But the Thunder forced a Game 7 which the Rockets pulled out thanks to the most clutch defensive play of James Harden's career. The Rockets maintained that momentum by beating the Lakers in Game 1 of the semifinals on 1 day of rest before losing 4 straight. Now, onto my list. Number 5, re-signed DeMarre Carroll and Jeff Green. Now I know what you guys are thinking. DeMarre Carroll and Jeff Green, they're both trash and in their mid-30s. What the heck, John? You don't know what you're talking about. Listen, I don't think you guys realize just how limited the Rockets are in terms of the moves they can make. For the next 3 seasons, they're already committed to over $113 million in cap space. You know why? Because next season, Harden and Westbrook will make a combined $81 million. The season after that, $86 million. And the season after that, which are both player options, $92 million. So don't be surprised if they end up running it back with basically the same team, because unlike the Raptors, the Rockets have no flexibility to make any free agent moves. Anyway, rant over. Basically, Carroll and Green are cheap and realistic options and guys they can easily re-sign if they can't make any trades or sign any free agents they're targeting on the market. Number 4, sign Ben McLemore to a contract extension. Yes, I know I sound like a hypocrite because of what I just said in number 5, but I think the Rockets should at least consider this move because Ben McLemore had a quietly good season and his contract expires next season. This year was his best season since his 2nd year in the league, and he played a lot as well. The only problem is that he didn't do that well in the playoffs, but part of that is due to his lack of playing time and Mike D'Antoni shortening the rotation. But McLemore is on a very team-friendly contract. $2 million this season and only $2.2 million next season. All I'm saying is that if he has another productive season, don't be surprised if another team takes a chance on him in the open market. Number 3, attempt to trade Eric Gordon or PJ Tucker. Yes, you heard that right. If the Rockets want to make any major moves, they should at least consider this. Look, I'm going to be honest with you guys, I don't like Eric Gordon on this team. To me, he's a worse version of Harden that he's too inconsistent, especially from long range. I'm going to put his 3-point shooting numbers from this year's playoffs on the screen. And he's literally a defensive liability. I mean, for God's sake, in this Lakers series alone, LeBron AD would either eat him alive or he'll make the wrong rotation and leave a shooter wide open. To be fair, he has a major size disadvantage, but that doesn't excuse the fact that he was leaving shooters open and giving up easy drives to the paint. Oh, and he's injury prone. Not like major injury prone, but like Anthony Davis injury prone, where he misses games with ticky-tack injuries here and there. If I'm Daryl Morey, that's not a guy I want to commit $73 million over the next 4 years to. Tucker's a different story. Yes, he's an elite defender, but his shooting got worse, and he's old. So you're going to pay $8 million next season to a guy whose main role is to play small ball center, yet he can't even space the floor that well, or at least not as well as he used to, and he averages 3 fouls per game. You see why I like to be objective and develop my own opinion instead of getting caught with the whole, oh, PJ Tucker, he's a nice comeback story because he played in all these countries in Europe and he has a bunch of sneakers. Number 2, attempt to sign Davis Bertans. I think that's how you pronounce his name. This would be a long shot. I mean, a very long shot. But the Rockets should consider it. Bertans will be a hot commodity this offseason after averaging career highs in both points per game and 3-pointers made. Yes, he's 6'10", but if Daryl Morey suddenly changed his mind from small ball, I think Bertans will be a valuable pickup for the Rockets. He can be a legitimate third option while still spacing the floor, and I'm not sure how much of a defender he is, but hopefully the team can develop his defense if he is a defensive liability. Any Washington Wizards fans, let me know. But the main issue with signing Bertans will be the money, as usual. He made $7 million this season and is 27 years old. Considering he was a second-round pick as well, I imagine he'll want a lot more money, especially now that he's entering his prime. So like I said, a long shot, but you never know what Daryl Morey is thinking. Finally, number 1, hire Tyronn Lue. Rockets fans, listen. I've been a Knicks fan since 2010, alright? I've had the pleasure of watching the Mike D'Antoni experience up close. I promise you that D'Antoni leaving on his own works out because he's not a good coach. He's had so much talent over the years. The 7 seconds or less Phoenix Suns, my New York Knicks, the Kobe Dwight Lakers, and now the James Harden Rockets. He's basically a better Kevin McHale. Great offensive mind and decent defensive coach. I'm even being generous by saying decent, but extremely stubborn when it comes to his style. He's not willing to make adjustments even when his team is on the verge of losing a playoff series. I hate going to the old blame the coach route because it's a cop-out and scapegoat move, but like I said, they're most likely going to run it back with the same team for next season, so you might as well get a new coach in there like Kenny Atkinson, Chauncey Billups, Sam Cassell, or in my opinion, Tyronn Lue to motivate them and change the culture. Because there's no reason a team as talented as the Rockets should only be the 4th seed in the West and a second round exit back-to-back years. Literally no reason. If Tyronn Lue was able to coach LeBron James to a championship, that should automatically qualify him for this head coaching position. That's my pitch. So yeah, that's it.